I am an illustrator who is in 12-step recovery. I go by the name 12Drawings. I've done a multiple series of drawings directly connecting to the original big book of Alcoholics Anonymous written in the late 1930s. However, this is a series of drawings that has nothing to do with the writing found in that book or the writing of the author, Bill Wilson. Instead, this deals with the question of whether 12-step recovery is religious or not. I don't know anyone else who's necessarily framed the question that way, but I decided to do a set of drawings. Here's the definition of religion found in a 1934 Webster's dictionary. It was current at the time that earliest 12-step recovery was going on. Religion is defined as the service and adoration of God or a god as expressed in forms of worship in obedience to divine commands, especially as found in accepted sacred writings or as declared by recognized teachers, and in the pursuit of a way of life regarded as incumbent on true believers. Now, if you're going to look at all these 12 drawings for religious or not, you're going to hear me reread that. It's just to make sure anyone who comes into the drawing recordings understands the point here. So the word service, definition I found was the occupation, condition, or status of a servant, now especially a domestic servant. Now what I took from that as it relates to 12-step recovery, they do often speak of service in 12-step recovery, and in the traditions it refers to trusted servants in 12-step recovery. So this definition interested me. The way I read it, it said an occupation, condition, or status of a servant, now especially a domestic servant. Domestic servant is a paid employee. A slave has no choice but to do their work because they are property of another human being. This is not slavery. Therefore, the definition of religion is trying to make it clear. Those who are of service in a religion are doing it with some compensation, with some pay, as a domestic servant is paid. Now, does that fit 12-step recovery? I think they try to make it pretty clear that if you're involved in 12-step program as written back in the 30s, you would not be paid for what you did. And it was to be forever non-professional. So if we're going to kind of keep a scorecard, I would say, even though service is a word often heard in 12-step recovery, the definition I see written around that same time does not describe the type of service seen in 12-step recovery. You can see more at 12drawings.com. Thanks for listening.